Hey everyone, Sean McGregor with NoCodeSTR.com. I wanted to weigh in a little bit on the new policy changes that have been going around and how my no-code system can really help things out. In this video, I'm going to show two different methods. One is a simple method of just sending your guests a message, giving the option for them to opt out if they choose. The other one is my more detailed setup where I actually pull all the booking information into Airtable and then run kind of countless and fully customizable, whatever you want, automations from that. It can be all text messages, anything you can do with a PMS, any cleaner notifications, any maintenance team notifications, sending digital guidebooks, getting a text message, replying with AI, getting a text message, parsing out the email address from that text message, putting it back in your Airtable base. Kind of go through a lot here, show a lot of different ways you can use this. But again, the best part about it is it's all no code and it can be fully customized to work for your business. CodeSTR.com is a free 5-day course if you like what you see in this video. But again, you'll get immediately a very quick, simple zap you can set up to send text to your guests if you want to do that. And then you'll see a kind of a peek behind the curtain of how cool and amazing it can be if you implement a full system where you go through Airtable, then Zapier, then OpenPhone, etc. So I hope you enjoy the video. Please reach out with any questions, feedback, wish list items. And then my whole philosophy is automate the annoying. So any annoying things you have, please let me know and I'll show you how you can automate them to improve your business, get more time with your friends, family, and all the important parts of life. So I hope you enjoy. Thank you. There's obviously been some policy changes amongst the platforms, and an interesting question that was brought up by Scott on the STR Tech Talk Facebook group, which I highly recommend, was asking if anybody used OpenPhone and Zapier to automatically text guests. And Caleb had an awesome workflow he set up. I want to go ahead and enhance his version a little bit, and then also show how far you can take it with no-code tools, because you can actually run your entire guest messaging, all automated messages, through text message. So first of all, his setup was a webhook from Zapier and then an OpenPhone message. I added these two steps. I'll discuss them in 1 second. Again, this will be the quick win. Anybody can do this. Anybody can set this up and have it running very quick. My version, I'm going to show in a little bit, takes a little more effort, but I just want to show you how far it can go and all the things it can replace. Okay, so webhook. Here in Hospitable, you go to apps, webhooks, you hit add new. It will create, actually Zapier will create a link that you put in here and then you'll test it. And on the webhook type, you want to use reservations. And so one of the things that needed enhancing was that automatically every single time a reservation is created, but then anytime it's updated, it'll send a new webhook. So if you texted the guest each time and they just added an email or they changed their dates, they would get a new text message each time. So one step I recommend is filter by Zapier. And in this data, the very bottom, it has action, which is reservation created. There's another called reservation.updated. So if we just put it towards reservation created, this message is only going to go out whenever a booking is actually created. And you can see all the information that gets sent here. I use these webhooks, and I'll just show you a little bit more how in a minute. But filter that. So that way it's only going to happen one time. As soon as it's created, they'll get that text. Another enhancement, OpenPhone, definitely my #1 business software for phone systems. You can update a contact. So what I'd recommend doing is putting in the first name, the last name, phone number, all this information, and creating a contact in OpenPhone. So if you message that guest and they message back, you're not trying to guess who they are. You can have custom fields where you can put in check-in date, check-out date, any of the information you want, and it'll show up on OpenPhone and all be filled in. That way, if they call you a minute later, 5 minutes later, you are actually knowing who you're talking to. And then the last step is obviously send the message. and you pick your phone line, you take the phone number from step 1, and then you say hi, first name, thanks for booking, yada, yada, yada. So this is the simple version. And again, having this filter, I think, will avoid double texting. And then having this update contact or create contact will make it to where, you know who you're talking to. Now I'm going to show you the way I do it, where I actually send all my information through a webhook when the booking's created to Airtable. And then in Airtable, I use a certain view to trigger an automation. So in this case, it's a thanks for booking text. This could be, a new booking that's accepted only on specific platforms, etc. Then I want to send a message. I already have a different flow to update all the information. Let's show you what this looks like in practice. I'm actually going to create a live booking, and then I'm going to show you all the different steps you can enhance it with to basically run your entire business through text message, all while being automated, all while being better customer service, and then, giving you the freedom to text about what you want without worrying about getting in trouble for anything. So let's go to my phone and we'll go from there. All right, so we're in Airtable right now. I'm in today's check-ins. As you can see, there's nothing here right now. I'm going to go over to Hospitable. I've already entered in the date, the information. First name Shawnee, Mac Attack, because my brother-in-law always calls me Shawnee Mac Attack. So here we go. Put in my email, phone number. I'm doing test booking. This will actually create a real booking in Hospitable. Boom, see that worked. And then in just a second, the record is going to show up into Airtable. And this is how I do all my automations, where I have a new record shows up in a view, and then I follow through by, sending a text message. So in this case, instead of sending a message requesting an email through Airbnb or another platform, as soon as somebody books, I'm going to send them a text message with their information, making that contact, but then also giving them the option to opt and return to Airbnb or another, messaging through the platform or any other way they want to communicate. This way, I'm actually being compliant, sending them a message, but then letting them know that if they don't want to communicate via text, they don't have to. So I just take, sometimes it'll take up to 2 minutes, but normally it'll be much quicker. Hopefully this will come through very quick. So stop at the dead time. There we go. So Shawnee Mac Attack, Barton Swap Type 2. All this information's in there. One thing to note, has door code been set as blank? Door code is blank. Check-in time is blank. All this information. One thing I do want to show you is I have this formula field set up to automatically write this text message. Hey, Shawnee, thanks for booking with us. My name is Sean McGregor. Look forward to showing you an awesome time in Austin. So the general location and the date is all dynamically brought in. And then here's the part I put. This is my quick reply, but this is a two-way text. So please reach out at any point if you have questions. Follow up with more details soon. By the way, most guys prefer convenience of texting, but feel free to let me know if you prefer messaging another way. And then I always do this where I answer about the early check-in because a lot of people will request it. We always do our best to get our guys in earlier, keep updated on this. And then, disclaimer, I'm not saying you should do this, but I just want to show you what's possible. Text me your email address if you'd like to access our digital guidebook. Excited to host y'all. So now let's go back over here. And you'll see that, let's go back over here. Now we'll go to the phone. And any second now, there will be a text message to this line from here. Yeah, here we go. Hey, Shawnee, thanks for booking with us. My name is Sean Guerrero, da, 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 da. All that information's in there. Okay, and here's the actual text. So this is the number that I got text from. And you can see, please text me their email address if you'd like to access our digital guidebook. Excited to host y'all. So what I'm going to do is come back over to Airtable. As you can see now, Has door code been set is equal to yes, and the door code has been set in Schlage automatically. So I just want to show that that is also automatically happening and brought back into Airtable. I'm going to find the email real quick. I'm going to delete this. So it's blank. And then what I'm going to do from this phone number is I'm going to reply. Actually, from this phone number, I'm going to reply and say, thanks for the text. I love the digital guidebook. Email is. Thanks so much. So you can see I have text before it and after it. I'm going to send this message. Go here. Let me make sure I'm on the right line. Okay, so that was sent. Okay, that was sent back to me. All right, so that should kick off another automation where it automatically pulls in the email that I put in that text message. So now it's in here. So now I have their email, I have their phone number, I've made contact with them. Apologies, I'm recording this outside, which I probably shouldn't be in a motorcycle drove by. And now, if I refresh this, in just a second, I'll be getting a text message here with the digital guidebook automatically sent, which is pretty cool. And then just to show you how powerful this all can be, I'm going to say 2 o'clock, and I'll say immediately send check-in instructions. And this is now going to send a text message to Shawnee Mac Attack. Again, the first text was automatic without me doing anything. This is me showing that you can add structure. But again, this is an actual door code that's set up in Schlage. This is an actual, has door code been used or been set? I set the check-in time to 2 o'clock. This will send an actual text message that is brought in with a formula. So this text will be sent. Check-in is normally 4 p.m. You can actually head over anytime after 2 p.m. today to get a head start on your stay. Door code, based on the last 4, brought in automatically. All this information came in, and it's one zap. Instead of having a zap for every single property, you set it up one time, then you put the information into Airtable, and then it pulls all the dynamic information here and just sends this block of text. So if I have 100 properties, I set up one app, and it goes out to everybody, which is pretty incredible. So let me go back here. I'll refresh this. Hopefully we'll get an email. Oh, here we go. Shawnee's digital guidebook. Get ready for a great time in Austin. And I'll go ahead and try to do this also. So here's my password, automatically created. Actually, I'll go into the full thing, but I'll just show you that it's here. And so you can enter in the password. I'll try to shrink this down. I don't know if I have this one set up fully to be on a desktop right now. There we go. So, hey, Shawnee, so excited to host you. And then if I click this, I can go to the different information, go to recommendations if I want. It'll load up. Then for checkout, have the information for the actual checkout date. This was automatically generated. I have a checkout form that they can fill out saying, yes, we loved it. There were no issues. Looked great. They click, we are checked out. It notifies my team or even can directly notify the cleaning team. So pretty slick setup. I'll come back here. We will go to the text message and just show you this actual text was sent showing that this is an actual text message sent out to the guest automatically. So my whole point of this is a two-step Zap. You can do anything you can do in a PMS with text message if you use OpenPhone, Zapier, and Airtable. You got to get the booking information into Airtable, and then after that, anything is possible. And so with policy changes, if you want a little bit more control to do what you want, send what you want, this is a way to do it. I'll also show you my automated messages that this was a text message saying got a new booking at the place. Here's the calendar that's automatically updated with the correct information, yada, yada. All this just happened because of that booking that was started. It all went into Airtable and then went from there. Anyway, please let me know if you have any questions. Go to nocodestr.com if you want to learn more about how to do this. 5-day course. I'll show you all the softwares I use, including OpenPhone, Airtable, Zapier. There's a lot of ways you can add AI into this. Go ahead and show you one last thing. So I have this option where I can turn on AI replies. And I go back here. Okay, so I'm going to say, can you let me know how parking works? And because it knows that phone number is associated with Barton Swap Type 2, it will automatically pull in the right information from the and then we'll look through it, find the information, and then write back from my other phone number with all the details. I'm gonna go right here. You can see that this phone number has been updated with Shawnee Mac Attack, Barton Swap Type 2, Thursday, April, all the information, including the amount they paid, breakdown, 25%, yada, yada. Yeah, in just a second, from this number to the other number, it should send a reply about the parking, and it should be relevant to this property in Austin. A little weird texting between two open phone numbers. I didn't really kind of anticipate that. But here we go. Parking on property is pretty straightforward. We have a driveway that can fit up to 5 cars. You'll enter from Barton Springs Road, which is the driveway right after the food trucks. Before Juice Land, look for the Texas Tech flag on the patio. That'll lead you in the right direction. Heads up, the driveway does get a little narrow in parts, so some cars might end up getting blocked in and leaving. Best to pull it up to the porta potty and then pull forward down the driveway. This makes things a lot easier. And, I'm still doing this as a test as I, figure everything out. I'm going to delete this part, obviously. But pretty amazing that without saying, hey, I'm staying at this property at this address, just because it's in Airtable, it knows where that guest is staying, pulls in the proper property relevant documentation, and then answers that quickly. So anyway, nocodestr.com, free 5-day course. Check it out. The whole philosophy is automate the annoying. So if you have any other annoying things you want me to look at or tackle, or what this text first kind of phone system, business system could do for you, let me know, and I'll be happy to help. All right. Thanks, y'all. Really appreciate it.